Alright guys, this is a unboxing of the newest item in my collection. This is obviously from Losi. This is a 10 SCTE, 10th scale, 4-wheel drive short course truck. I have had many short course trucks now. I think I've had 3 now. And this is my 4th Losi vehicle. So going to just do a quick unboxing and show you kind of what I see coming out of the box, and we'll go from there. So I'm sure this will be nice and awkward as I try and get everything unboxed, but show you kind of what the outside looks like. Obviously this is a almost ready to run, which to Losi means it's a roller. No electronics come with it. It's a clear painted or a clear shell. It does come with wheels and tires, but other than that, you're pretty much on your own as far as minimal assembly and obviously putting electronics in, painting the shell, and maybe gluing the tires. I need to check that as well. So as far as the opposite side of the thing, kind of goes over the features and specs and everything. And I think the funniest thing ever was when I was picking this up at Nitro House. I was looking at the first feature that Losi goes over, and that's functional mud flaps with Losi logo. Nothing about suspension or chassis or anything else. It has mud flaps, which I think this is the only short course truck out there that does come stock with mud flaps straight out of the box. So anyways, other than that, they kind of tell you what's required to complete, specs on it, how much it weighs, all that good stuff. Pretty much I've done a lot of my research, and as far as short course trucks out there, this is one of the heaviest, and kind of what I've seen in some of the forums is you don't want to be hit by a 10 SCTE. If you get hit by it, expect some damage to your vehicle. So anyways, let's go ahead and unbox this thing, and I'll try and make it as unawkward as possible, trying to cut different deals and trying to get zip ties and whatnot. So I do have the official knife. A lot of people out there use different types of scissors and all sorts of junk, so let's see if we can't open this thing up. And here we go. Looks just like all the other unboxing videos I've seen of this truck. Pretty plain on the inside. Axial is very famous for putting some nice graphics on the inside, but here it is inside the box, and I'll try to zoom out here so you can see everything. Pretty much comes as a roller. There should be very minimal to put together other than putting your electronics in. So let's go ahead and pull this thing out. I know that there's a horrendous zip tie on this. And let's see, inside here, pretty much your window decals. You got some tools and whatnot in there. We'll open that at the very end. And let's get rid of the box here. And there we go. So pretty good looking straight out of the box. And let's cut some zip ties and get this thing out of this deal. Oh, double zip ties. I love it. Let's cut these things. I've come prepared. I'm not going to try and cut it with a butter knife or anything weird. It's nothing like coming to a gunfight with a knife. So let's chop all this open. That's all clear. And let's see if we can get this thing out of its... There we go. Sorry, camera's all bobbling around. Apologize for that. And toss that. And here she is. Oh, let's put the stand on too. Why not? Give you guys a look-see at how this thing looks straight out of the box. There it is. Not a big fan of these kind of beadlock looking things here. These are feels like they're metal, but for some reason I'm thinking they're plastic. The tires seem to be a little bit narrow from regular short course tires. Very, very hard compound. I think they call these Eclipse. Kind of looks like a modified bow tie from Proline. The tires are pre-glued, and these are, obviously non-functional beadlocks. Here is the famous mud flaps from Losi. Although there's no logo on mine. That's strange. No logo on the other side, so they didn't install them backwards. So wow, I was gypped. No logo. So let's see if we can get the clips off here. I always like how the stock shell fits so perfect. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just the only one out there that can't get mine to fit as perfect as the manufacturers do. But typical short course shell seems to have some pre-cuts right there, as you see across the windshield for probably ventilation. Nice little hood scoop there, and pretty already pre-cut. So it does have some plastic sheeting on the outside, so for your overspray. And other than that, pretty standard Lexan. It's somewhat thick, not too bad at all. And here is the subject of today's video. Main reason I kind of went with this guy is for the beefiness of it. Has a lot of good parts in it, and it's set up like an 8-scale buggy. It has a center diff right in the center, of course. Front and rear diffs. They are grease-filled from the manufacturer, but we will change that very soon. Turnbuckles are just amazing. 4mm turnbuckles all the way around. They look like they're titanium, but I think they're just like a brushed aluminum threaded body shocks with plastic caps, unfortunately, and plastic collars. One thing I've really noticed about this vehicle particularly is they use these silver screws everywhere, and I'm not sure if they're stainless. I have heard people refer to them as being stainless, but I have not verified that. Front bumper looks a lot like a Slash 4x4 bumper. It does have that kind of crumple zone right there. We'll see how long that lasts. We will probably replace that with a RPM bumper, or maybe a T-bone. We'll see. The servo mounting area seems to be pretty decent. I've heard some complaints about the receiver box. It does come with a horn already pre-mounted on there, but we will use a aluminum horn on mine. Already pre-installed with the little antenna right there for a 2.4 gigahertz system. And battery tray seems to have some adjusters in there so you can move forward and aft. Nice Velcro. Little tray right here for the ESC. Heard some major complaints about this rear brace. This is plastic along with the rear shock tower, which appears to be stamped aluminum or stamped steel. Definitely not machined. We'll be replacing that as well. Center drive shaft is a CVD, it looks like, in the rear. Dog bone right here, dog bone, and then CVD up in the front here, if you can see that. Fronts, let's see, we have CVDs on the outers, not too bad, and it looks like CVDs in the rear too. Not too shabby. I did not realize that. As far as the Nerf bars, they seem to be real pliable, and they are built in part of these little fender flares, I guess you can call them. And the chassis seems to be kind of a non-stick coating looking thing. Motor mount, I can't wait to use that thing. I've heard nothing but great things about that motor mount. And the rear bumper, it seems a little flexy right here. Kind of worried about that. I know that the big thing is the mud flaps, but we'll see how that thing operates. Does come with sway bars, which is a definite must needed item. And that's basically it. Let's look at the underside right here. All aluminum chassis, and this is the probably the biggest downfall of this vehicle is this particular chassis bending as far as what I've seen. So to combat that, I ended up picking up this thing right here, which is the TLR chassis. This is the flex tuned chassis, lightened chassis. Little pockets, created out of that. So we will install this immediately. And I do have the also the tuning kit from Losi, which has a lot of extra little parts in there to make this thing even better. So that thing is on its way. I plan to put in a Pro 4 4000 kV Mama Max Pro, a Savox 1250 ATG, which is my favorite servo for short course, and just a Spectrum receiver, a little Spectrum cap to keep that Savox receiver, little contained so it's not glitching out there. Other than that, I love the feel of this vehicle. It definitely has some weight to it. I cannot wait to get this thing on the track. It is going to be some time. I am going on vacation up to Mammoth, going to do some mountain biking out there. If you didn't know, that's what the MTB stands for in my login there on YouTube. And I will be back next week to hopefully start showing you guys what this thing can do and how it can look once we get some upgrades installed on it. So that's it for now, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them on down below. If you like my videos, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate any new subscriptions. And that's it for now. Over and out.